Something is happening in Atlanta, and you can feel it. The air in Flowery Branch isn't just buzzing, it's crackling like a storm about to break. This isn't just another training camp. This feels like the birth of something big. Falcons fans, if this wave of energy keeps building, we could be on the edge of a season that people will talk about for years. The mood around camp is different this year, sharper, louder, more alive. You see it in the way players are moving, you hear it in the way coaches talk, and you can even sense it in the stands. There's belief here, real belief. And at the center of all this momentum is one man, Michael Penix Jr. This isn't just another rookie quarterback making noise in the summer. Penix is winning over everyone, coaches, teammates, even the toughest critics, and now some inside the building are whispering a name that makes your ears perk up. Matthew Stafford. That's right. Members of Raheem Morris's Rams influence staff are watching Penix's throws and seeing shades of the Super Bowl winning QB. No, Penix hasn't mastered Stafford's funky arm angles yet, but he's already showing the traits of a future star, layering throws over defenders, controlling the speed of the ball with ease, and keeping a rock-solid base in the pocket. It's the kind of refinement that usually takes years, and he's doing it now. The chemistry is building fast with his weapons. Drake London looks locked in. Kyle Pitts, now working alongside the wide receivers in drills, seems determined to rewrite his career after 4 frustrating years. Rookie sensation Bijan Robinson remains the heartbeat of the offense. Even Ray McLeod III is clicking early with the rookie QB. Sure, the first 2 weeks will be no cakewalk. Tampa Bay's fierce pass rush and Minnesota's aggressive blitz are waiting. But Penix has one thing most young quarterbacks dream of: a stable wall in front of him. The Falcons' offensive line returns nearly intact, with Ryan Neuzil taking over at center alongside proven anchors Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, and the fast-improving Matthew Bergeron. That kind of continuity can be a quarterback's best friend. Behind London and Robinson, the battle for receiver spots is heating up. With Darnell Mooney's Week 1 status in doubt, veterans like McLeod, speedster Scotty Miller, second-year Casey Washington, and underdog fighter David Sills, whose journey from 7th-grade QB recruit at USC to NFL wideout is pure Hollywood, are all trying to grab the spotlight. But as Penix prepares to light up secondaries, one big question still hangs in the air. How will Atlanta's defense light up opposing quarterbacks? That's a story that's about to get very interesting. Falcons fans, how confident are you in Michael Penix Jr. leading this team in his rookie season? Drop your confidence rating from 1 to 10 in the comments, and let's see where this fanbase stands. This is where General Manager Terry Fontenot's bold draft gamble could turn into a season-changing jackpot. His first-round pick, Jalen Walker, has exploded onto the scene with the kind of speed, power, and flexibility that makes you think of early career Micah Parsons. He's built like a tank, moves like a sprinter, and hits like a wrecking ball. The coaches even joke that he's a teenage mutant ninja turtle, a nickname that says just as much about his raw strength as it does his larger-than-life presence on the field. And then there's James Pierce Jr., a pure talent who might have been a top 10 pick if not for concerns about his attitude and discipline. Atlanta didn't shy away. Instead, they've made it a mission to earn his trust and channel that fire into something unstoppable. If both rookies hit their stride at the same time, this pass rush could become the most dangerous weapon the Falcons have had in years. Add in veteran Brandon Dorlus, who's returned to camp lighter, sharper, and fully locked in thanks to the team's player-first approach, and suddenly, a weakness that has haunted Atlanta for seasons could flip into a strength overnight. But maybe the most surprising rise of the offseason belongs to Divine Deablo. Signed from the Raiders on a 2-year, $14 million deal, he's gone from an interesting pickup to one of the cornerstones of Jeff Ulbricht's defense. His length, his closing speed, and his football IQ all stand out, but it's his instincts that have coaches reshaping the defense to maximize his impact. Ulbricht's building this group around 2 key ideas: versatility and edge. A.J. Terrell is sharpening his zone coverage to match his elite man-to-man skills. Defensive enforcers like David Onyemata are giving the unit a meaner, nastier identity. Even Pierce's fiery personality is being molded into a force that helps the team rather than costs it. And then there's the leadership factor, the kind that spreads through a locker room like wildfire. Michael Penix Jr. and Jesse Bates are the heartbeat of this team. One sets the tone on offense, the other on defense. They lead by example, not just words, and the players rally to that energy. In a joint practice against the Titans, Penix dropped a gorgeous will route touchdown to Bijan Robinson in 7-on-7s, then later unleashed a 52-yard bomb to Casey Washington in full 11-on-11 drills. On the other side of the ball, Bates picked off Cam Ward after A.J. Terrell tipped the pass into the air, the kind of veteran play that swings games. Bates calls his on-field alter ego JB3, a switch he flips from soft-spoken family man to absolute warrior. Off the field, he's calm and humble. On the gridiron, it's him versus everybody. And his track record proves exactly why opponents fear him. Falcons fans, who's the bigger X factor for this defense? Rookie Jalen Walker or veteran Jesse Bates? Drop your pick in the comments and back it up with your reason. Last season, Jesse Bates did something no other player in the NFL could match: 4 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles in the same year. Since arriving in Atlanta in 2023, he's been a turnover machine tied for third in the league with 10 interceptions and 7 forced fumbles. He's the living example of that switch every defender talks about, the moment you go from reading the game to taking the game. And he's teaching the younger Falcons exactly how to flip it on. With Bates setting the tone, Penix growing more confident by the day, rookies flashing game-changing potential, and veterans stepping into bigger roles, the energy feels different. There's a sense, not just hope, but belief, that this could be the year Atlanta truly turns the corner. And here's the thing. The more you look, the more you see a team that isn't just better on paper, they're changing in personality. Michael Penix Jr. isn't only throwing darts in practice. He's making himself part of the heartbeat of this locker room. This offseason, he's been intentional about building trust. Golf outings with Kyle Pitts? Those aren't just about hitting the ball straight. They're about building timing, understanding, and respect. Penix understands that leadership doesn't come with a title. You earn it in the quiet moments, the little conversations, and the bonds built away from the spotlight. Jesse Bates has noticed it too, saying their connection has grown beyond football. They know each other as men, not just as helmets on a field. That matters, because when the season hits and the pressure mounts, personal bonds keep a team from cracking. Both Penix and Bates are naturally quiet guys, but they're proving you don't have to be the loudest to be the most powerful voice in the room. And their example is catching fire. On defense, you can see the hunger in Jalen Walker's first step explosion, the pure edge rushing fury in James Pierce Jr., and the control Divine Deablo brings to the middle of the field. Coach Ulbricht's obsession with versatility is paying off. Players are shifting into multiple roles, keeping offenses off balance. David Onyemata is setting a nasty tone in the trenches, and A.J. Terrell is expanding his game to make him dangerous in every coverage scheme. This defense isn't trying to just keep up. They're out to dictate the game. What makes this transformation so striking is how organic it feels. It's not about chasing every big free agent or making desperate trades. It's about choosing the right players, building the right culture, and pushing each other to be the absolute best. Atlanta isn't just stacking talent. They're building something deeper, aligning personalities, leadership styles, and competitive fire in a way that feels different. If this momentum holds, the Falcons won't just surprise teams in September. They could completely change the way people talk about this franchise. From Penix's rapid rise and Stafford-like flashes, to Bates' fearless leadership, to rookies already knocking on the door of stardom, we might be watching the foundation of something special being laid right now in Atlanta. This isn't just preseason hype. It's a real shift in energy, focus, and identity. Falcons fans, Is this the start of a new era in Atlanta, or are we still missing a few pieces? Drop your take in the comments and let's see how confident this fanbase really is.